Hi, Stargazers. 2021 forecast. Wrote it out. I have all the exact details written out. You can check out the article. But to review 2020, I don't need to say that much, but the nodes were kind of like the lunar nodes were the saving grace of 2020. And we will have more eclipses in the axis of Gemini and Sagittarius throughout 2021. So we're not entirely scot-free, but we're kind of like being tested. Did we learn about the gifts that we received? Did we actually receive them in the first place? My name is Arik, by the way. I'm really excited to talk about 2021 because there's a lot going on. Now, if we just think like everything from 2020 is going to be erased in 2021, like right away, you're kind of going to hit a wall. So I don't want anybody to get their hopes up because the fate of the stars, everything, that's really up to us on how we are progressing with what's available to us. And I also want to remind everyone that 2020 was the whole seed level, the whole quantum level for the entire decade of the 2020s. Okay. Now, my forecast doesn't include every single transit that's occurring, but just kind of outlining the ones that I think are very important. And as always, like with proper astrology, cannot really and should not predict outcomes, but it can really just show what's available. And so the path that we take as a collective and also as an individual is always up to us and our own fatalistic filters, because we, each and every one of us, makes our own choices. So like when I'm doing a chart reading, whatever, I don't know what you're going to do. I can see what you'll probably do, but you might not do it. Okay. So, however, knowledge is power, and when you know better, you do better. So I have everything you need to know about 2021, including Mercury retrograde dates and some very big cosmic appointments. So first off, the planet Mars is moving much faster in 2021. Throughout all of 2020, Mars was in Aries, which is a sign that it rules. It was kind of throwing a wrench in all things empirical. Mars in just one sign is a little bit like putting the warrior planet in quarantine. And still, I mean, like it goes crazy. It gets cabin fever really quickly. And really, and still, like in 2021, it's going to get moving and a lot faster. And it's going to be going through a lot of signs, and everyone can expect some more action, which is really good. And I also need to mention that 2020 was a Aries year, and 2021 is going to ask us to build upon that, whatever we started with, because it's a Taurus year. And actually, I'm going to be selling carnelian eggs. They're really amazing. So please look out for those on my site or send me a message if you want one. You can, like, the egg is like, all the potential. They're really these beautiful carnelian eggs, which is connected to the sign Taurus. So it's going to help align with all these things, and it's going to bring a lot of good luck. Now, currently, the planet Uranus is transiting through Taurus. It's kind of shaking up the system and refreshing the media. And yes, Taurus rules over media and all things that have to do with faith and authority. So 2021 is going to be a really interesting year. And also, the planet Uranus is the rebel. And while it's in the sign Taurus, which is the bull, it can take a while, for the two of these archetypes to get along. But as soon as they do, nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop them. Now, it's also like really interesting because anyone who's born while Uranus is in Taurus, like wait until they grow up. It's going to be really interesting. So, side note, there are some very interesting aspects that are also occurring with Uranus and Taurus throughout 2021. So it's the planet of turbulence. It's also the planet of innovation. It's going to square off with Saturn, the planet of restrictions, the planet of destiny. It's going to happen 3 times in 2020. So really talk about the alpha and the omega kissing on the lips. Uranus and Saturn, it's like the beginning and the ending. And it's going to be more of like a struggle than a kiss, if I'm really honest. So think of a board meeting where an auditor and the new product developer, they come together to talk about leaks, data leaks, the media, the social impact. I mean, they don't even speak the same language. So, I mean, well, they do. But you see, it's like Saturn really holds all of the wisdom that Uranus has yet to experience. And Uranus is somewhat arrogant in thinking like things don't exist until I explore them, until I innovate them. But the paradox here is that it is true even if it's misappropriated or misunderstood by Uranus. And that's really the issue this year, that we take facts and that we apply them where they shouldn't be. This is called taking things out of context, and context is king. It rules over the content that it's holding in. So this is like about things being out of context. It's a whole year of things like, it just, that doesn't fit in there. So anytime that we are experiencing something that's out of the blue or it's irrelevant or misappropriated, it's just something behaving in the way that it's not programmed to behave. And that, like, I love that scene from the Oracle in the Matrix where she first meets him and she offers him candy and she's talking about like the ghosts and everything. You should check it out. So everything is fair game in terms of this context thing, like this Uranus, Saturn, the church, the media, banks, schools, religion, basically anything that has a system is going to feel this Saturn earthquake energy. And we're also going to have 2 Earth stellums. The first one on April 23rd, a stellium in Taurus. And then on December 29th, we're going to have a stellium in Capricorn. And so, yeah, there's going to be 2 of them. So let's watch out for earthquakes. Let's really send out healing energy, like to pacify the earth and all the shifting powers and everything. Because remember, Uranus is turbulence and it's in the earth sign. So we want to desire more life, desire more light, desire love, and desire also transformation. And this is going to help to really pacify the tectonic plates on a grand scale. So let's try to do that, you guys. And so when we truly are desiring, we eliminate the entitlement that comes with Capricorn and the ambitions that just kind of just like leave us out in the cold. Now, Jupiter and Saturn really taught us a lot in 2020, and they will continue to do so in the years to come. So I also need to mention that just because a lot of the major conjunctions from 2020 are over, that doesn't mean that they're like done. Like they go into a separating phase, and it's kind of like where they're just taking off and they need to reach altitude level and then they need to land. So it's not over, but we have to work with it and build on it. So don't just like think, oh my God, I'm glad that 2020 is over, because there's a lot of things that we need to deal with. Like for example, if we come out of like the whole lockdown thing and all the businesses are closed, what are we going to do? Because like Jupiter is separating from Saturn and Pluto. It's taking everything that it's learned, everything that it's encountered, and spreading it all over the zodiac. So Jupiter is on tour and it's really coming to a reality near you very soon. And already in 2021, Jupiter is square Uranus, and it can either exaggerate things, more of the same, or really get some much needed upgrades in every single department. Now, Jupiter is also going to move into Pisces on May 13th, and it's going to just make a quick cameo there before it turns retrograde on June 20th, and then it's going to go back into Aquarius on July 28th. So we are being tested over and over and over again regarding all the 2020 drama. This is why the 2020 thing isn't over, both the good and the bad. It's because we can still access the magic that's available that I'm always talking about, but we can also uproot what we unleashed and all the madness in the first place. Mercury retrograde dates, it's going to be going all like in all the air signs. Mercury is going retrograde, challenging our focus, challenging our communication. I'm going to suggest that you check out my article because I have a month by month delineation of everything that's going on there. But 2021, yeah, it's an intense year. It doesn't have like all these really intense, conjunctions and aspects that we had in 2020, but we're building upon them. So let's really make the most of it, you guys, because there are some really intense Earth things going on there. And if you want to see how this is affecting your chart specifically, you can book a reading with me. I'm happy to do it. And let me know if you're excited. If you're watching this during 2021, let me know how it's going for you. And my name is Arik, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.